that you don't have chicken dripping onto beef patties. Why? Because you only cook beef to 155 degrees, and to kill the bacteria of concern in the chicken, it would have to be cooked to 165 degrees. So that's an example of cross-contamination.
Okay, I didn't realize that they were at different temperatures. I thought, well, you know, you're going to cook them both. What difference does it make? But the temperature is different. That makes sense.
Well, we use the temperatures for storage too, so it doesn't drip. So as we go, we're looking for cooling, cooking, reheating for hot holding. We also are looking for employee hygiene. So as we're walking around, we're seeing that everyone is proper hand washing, that there's soap and paper towels, that there is no bare hand contact with ready to eat food. So we usually say, are you preparing salads? And salads generally, if you have lettuce and you could use, you're tearing it, you use your hands for that. So we go over there to be sure that the hands are washed and they're using gloves prior to giving it to the consumer.
Okay.
And we also look around and see if there are any ill employees. If there are no ill employees, that tells us that they have good managerial controls. And speaking of managerial controls, what we do while we're looking for these risk factors is we look for the degree of active managerial control.
Now, I don't know what that means. What is active managerial control?
Active managerial control is a description and for the industry's responsibility to have procedures, to train on those procedures for food safety, to monitor, to be vigilant about assessing their establishment every day. And those are for critical control points. And so active managerial control, you will see it in the food code, you'll see it everywhere. We also want to know if they have demonstration of knowledge. So while we're walking around, we are looking, we're observing, we're taking temperatures, and we're also in dialogue. We're discussing what not only is happening with that food product now, what happened to it before, what are your plans on doing it later. Now, there are some times when we have non-compliance in these issues. And at that time, we want to be sure that they are corrected at the time, that the staff knows the corrective action, that they know the strategy, and that it won't happen again. So that's when we can get into a dialogue, a little more about the food code and the requirements. So that is the premise of how we conduct a food board, a routine inspection. However, even after we have conducted these routine inspections, and from what I understand from the code, it said we have conducted routine inspections since the beginning of public health. Yet, there are 46 million people become sick from eating food. That means 1 in 6 people get ill. 128,000 are hospitalized, and of those 3,000 die. And that's needless to say about the cost. The cost to the United States, they projected, the FDA, is between $10 billion and $83 billion. Now that is in reference to if you become ill from food, lost productivity, medical costs, and pain and suffering. So we still have a lot of challenges to overcome at the retail end. However, I believe we have come up with a program called the Cutting Edge that will face those challenges.
And you know, I wanted to ask you about that. But first, I just want to emphasize that when inspectors go out, they're not going out trying to do a gotcha and, oh, I want to write you up. It's like you really want to protect the public health because it really does affect to a large degree, like all the things you mentioned, lost wages, pain and suffering, hospitalization. You want to do everything you can to prevent that, and it sounds like you want to work together with them and not just be some overseer who comes in standing over their shoulders and you should do this, you should do this. It really needs to be a partnership. And that's what it sounds like. The Cutting Edge is really a partnership between them and environmental services.
Yes, the Cutting Edge is a partnership. And to address the other questions, we have to work together. We are working together. We can be regulators, they can be establishments, but we have to work together for food safety. So with that said,
yes, tell me more about the Cutting Edge.
Okay, the way we work together is a partnership.
Okay.
The Cutting Edge is based on the premise of active managerial control.
Okay.
So active managerial control is the industry, the manager, the person in charge has procedures, and they train on those procedures for food safety. they monitor the food, and they verify. They say they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And so we see the degree of managerial control they have. Now, with that said, the cutting edge has 3 components to it.
And what are those?
Policies, training on those policies,
Okay.
and verifying that they're doing what they say they're doing. And the methodology behind this, if I may go on, the
please.
methodology behind this is, number one, as you said, we work as a partnership. What they do is they send their policies to us, we read them, and they're approved. Sometimes it's a little harder than that, sometimes it's easier, but we help them develop the policies if they don't have them in place.
So they will come up with some kind of policy, send it to us, or send it to environmental services, review it, and then you work back and forth, maybe to say, you need to do a little better in this area, or this area looks good. So it's a lot of back and forth, and again, working together.
Correct, correct. Once we've approved those policies and procedures, when we go to this establishment, we alternate inspections. And this is the methodology behind this. Okay. As a partnership, one time I do a comprehensive inspection, and I call the next one, I go fanny pack free. We have fanny packs with all our tools, and I give it to the person in charge at the establishment.
Okay.
And they're wearing the fanny pack because we want to be sure that they know what their food safety systems, the outcomes of those. We want to be sure that they have the same routine inspections and assessment that they do every day. And of course, I keep my thermocouple with me. But right there, that really shows a partnership. And I want to add one more thing. This is their food safety system. We have criteria, and we are non-negotiable when it comes to the food code. However, it is their food safety system. We don't tell them what to write, how to monitor their food, or what to do. One. Number two, when we go into the establishment, it creates efficiencies. And I'll tell you why. Because we are walking the same walk, we're talking the same talk. And when I go in, verification visit, they want to showcase their food safety system. And they smile, they're glad
They're
to
proud of it.
They're proud,
Look
and
at
they
what
are
we're
glad to
doing.
see us, and we're glad. And so we do work together. It is a collaborative process. It is active managerial control. It is easy. There's no bureaucracy or red tape. That's the other thing. We don't go and, oh, let me see if you filled out all your logs and your monitors. No, because we're looking at outcomes. We're looking at the outcomes of their food safety. So we're seeing that, do you have the correct temperatures, hand washing, cross-contamination, as we discussed earlier.
Okay. And then the one thing I did want to know is, what has people's reaction been to cutting edge establishments, restaurants? I mean, have they been receiving this well?
We have approximately 600 establishments as of today, and this is we've only been doing the program for about a year, and they are receiving it well. And hopefully at some point we would be able to have them on the show and we could talk about it, because it is a paradigm shift. We're not inspecting food safety, we're inspecting food safety system. And we're walking side by side, and we understand non-compliance or not. It's just a win-win. It's a win-win, and I'm very excited about this voluntary program.
Is this something any establishment can become a member of, or do they need to qualify somehow?
Any establishment, and you can contact your environmental health specialists, or you can look on our website.
Okay.
And give us a call. And we've done one other thing. I haven't done it, environmental services did. We now have meetings or training that they can go to. They'll offer trainings, and they can develop their policies and procedures right at one of our offices.
Yep, that sounds great.
It is great.
Wow, there's so much wonderful information that we've found out about permitting and plan review and inspections and the cutting edge. If you need more information or would like to find out more, you can visit our website at esd.maricopa.gov, or you can call 602-506-6616.